Have you ever been ignored while someone else took all the attention? And deep down, you wondered if anyone would ever notice you? Sometimes people don't notice quiet effort until the day it suddenly matters. In a quiet neighborhood somewhere in the world, there was a small bakery that only opened at night. When most of the city slept, its warm lights turned on. Fresh bread, soft music, empty streets glowing under street lamps. People loved stopping there before early shifts or long drives. But outside the bakery, there was something people didn't love. Almost every night, a fox sat across the street. Not near the door, not begging, just sitting under a street lamp, watching. At first, people were curious, then uncomfortable. Why is it always here? That's strange. It's probably waiting for food. Some neighbors tried to scare it away, clapping, shouting. But the fox never caused trouble. It simply stepped back and returned the next night. Same place, same quiet watch. Inside the bakery, the workers didn't understand it either. They often waved their hands at it. But the baker noticed something different. The fox never touched trash, never came too close, never acted wild. It just watched the street, night after night. So one evening, after closing time, the baker quietly placed a small piece of bread near the alley. Not too close to the shop, just enough. Then he went inside. A few minutes later, the fox slowly walked forward. Careful, alert. It took the bread and disappeared into the night. The next night, it came back again. And after that, it became routine. Bread near the alley, fox under the street lamp, quiet understanding. But the neighborhood still laughed about it. That fox found an easy life. Free food every night. Smart animal. Some people even recorded videos joking about it online. The baker never argued. He only said something once that most people ignored. Sometimes, he said, watchful eyes are useful. No one really understood what he meant. At least not yet. Then one night, something unusual happened. Around 2:30 in the morning. The quietest time of night. No cars. No footsteps. Only wind moving through the street. And the fox sitting in its usual place. Watching. That's when two strangers appeared at the far end of the road. They walked slowly, looking around. They weren't customers. They moved into the alley beside the bakery, whispering, testing the back door. No one noticed. Windows were dark. The street was empty. Except the fox. At first it didn't move. It just watched them. Still. Silent. Then one of the strangers pulled harder on the door, trying to force it open. And suddenly, the fox stood up, ears alert, body tense, and it barked. Loud, sharp, echoing across the silent street. Once, then again, and again. Lights turned on in nearby apartments. A window opened. Someone shouted, "Who's there?" Inside the bakery, the baker woke up. More lights turned on. More windows opened. The strangers looked around in panic. Within seconds, they ran, disappearing down the dark street. Gone. Slowly, the street went quiet again. The baker stepped out, confused. Neighbors leaned out from their windows. And there, under the street lamp, was the fox. Exactly where it always sat. Calm, watching, like nothing had happened. But something had changed. No one laughed anymore. No one called it lazy. Because suddenly people realized something simple. The fox had been there every night, while everyone slept, while the street was empty, while no one was watching. It had been watching. The next evening, neighbors quietly looked outside again, and there it was. The fox. Same place, same calm presence. This time no one tried to scare it away. The baker stepped out with the bread like always. But before placing it down,
He looked at the fox and nodded slightly, almost like saying thank you. The fox walked forward slowly, took the bread, and returned to its spot under the street lamp, watching the street again. Like always. Sometimes people think you're doing nothing, just standing there, just waiting, because they only notice loud effort. But quiet consistency has power. And when the moment finally arrives, the ones nobody noticed become the ones who matter the most. And by the time people understand your value, you've already proven it.